You need help? Okay.
Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Daniel with OLED Kingdom, and today I have a new subwoofer in for review. I guess you couldn't call it review, this is just going to be my first impressions and setup. I've had it for about 2 weeks now. The subwoofer is by the company HSU Research, based out in California. This is their VTF Mark III, oh, I messed it up, VTF-3 Mark II HP. It's got an extremely long name, but it's a beast of a subwoofer. You know, we're gonna start with the unboxing here, and then we'll get into the setup process. So we have the important unpacking instructions. Best done with 2 people. Okay, well, be careful.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna flip towards you, okay?
Watch your toe. Okay, flip it. You got it.
Oh my.
Whoa!
Alright. First layer down.
Whoa!
Wow! This thing's absolutely ginormous. Looks better in person though. Wow. This thing feels really well built. That's the last layer. You want to come get a closer look at it? Hey guys, so for the setup here, let's just walk through the switches on the back of the subwoofer. So we're gonna start with power. We have power off, of course, auto, and then on. I just keep this on auto, but if you guys have any like problems with your receiver or your amp not auto powering this on, then you can just keep it on, and then, you know, if you're not using it, put it to off. But I just keep this on auto. I don't have any problems with that. Then we have a crossover switch here. We have out and in. You guys can see I have this on out. So if you have this on in, then you're going to be using this crossover frequency knob to like adjust the crossover for the subwoofer. But since I have this on out, I'm just using I'm using a Odyssey in my receiver, the built-in crossover in the software. So I just have this on out. So then that just disables this knob here. Then let's talk about the Q control. So HSU Research in their in the manual, they talk about this Q control here. So what this does is it adjusts the tightness of the bass and how you feel the bass. I'll put up what they say about it in the manual up on the screen here. But for the Q control, I have this at 0.7. That's what I found I like the most. It says 0.7 is best for large rooms. I'm using this in a small room, but I found the bass just felt more impactful, and then the lower frequencies were more represented on that setting. The lower you go with the Q, you're gonna get more mid bass, but I didn't really feel a difference there. So you guys, that's what's great about HSU Research. You can just experiment so much with the settings. So definitely play with that. I found 0.7 works for me the best. Then we have the operating mode. I have this on EQ1 with one port closed. I'll go over my setup for that later, but you can change between the EQs, and they have a frequency curve graph on their website. Then we have the phase, set this to 0 or 180. Just start with 0, and if you have problems, you can move it to 180. And then the volume knob. So for my room and my setup, I started with it at the 9 o'clock position, and I found that was too low when I calibrated it. So then I went to the 50% mark, and it was too much. So then I found this was the sweet spot right there. And then let's look at our inputs. So we have the low level inputs. That's what I'm using, the sub in here. I believe this is RCA. So I'm just using that, but there's no XLR on this. You do have high level inputs if you can use them. I can't actually use them on my Denon receiver. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the setup. We got the power. We got the power here, of course. So on Shoe Research subwoofers, on their VTF models, they offer different sized ports. Some of them are different size, like this one. We have a 4-inch port, and then we have a 3-inch port. As you can see, the 3-inch on mine is closed right now. And then I know on their bigger series, they have like triangle sized ports, which I believe are the same size. But for this one, you know, you have the option of closing them both up. You can leave them both open, or you can close the small one, which is what I have it on right now. So for my setup, I have it on EQ1 with the Q control at 0.7, and then I have the, as you guys can see, the 3-inch port stuffed here and sealed up. For my ears, it sounds the best. I did want to show you guys that the foam ports that do come in, they are, like, when you put them in here, they're pretty firmly in there. Like, it's a pain to get this thing out of here. I can get it out, but just be careful when you guys do seal this up, if you want to try it with sealed mode, or even just the extended mode here with one port sealed, that you don't push it all the way back in there, because like it's in there, it's in there nice and firm. So it's a pain in the butt to get this thing out. All right, so now this is where we talk about the performance of the subwoofer and my final thoughts. Again, I've only had this for a couple weeks, but I did want to let you guys know, you know, my experience with it. I have listened to some music on this, and I've watched several movies over the last couple weeks. I did want to let you guys know also what I'm upgrading from and my room dimensions. So I have 8 feet, my ceilings are 8 feet tall, and the room's about 12 by 13 feet, so it's quite small. I know the sub's kind of overkill, but you know, it looks overkill, like, size-wise, but when you hear it, it's a beautifully musical sub, and for home theater, it's awesome. So if you guys do have a small room and you're thinking about grabbing this, as long as you have space for it, you know, I think it's gonna work. And I'm upgrading from an SVS sealed subwoofer. It's an older model. It's pretty much equivalent to the SB1000 Pro, or like an SB2000. So yeah, I'm upgrading from that, and I really wanted to experience a ported sub. That's why I went with the Shoe Research. And yeah, the performance on this thing is like, if you guys are upgrading from something smaller, and you want to know what to expect, like the deepness that this thing gives and the power is just, it's literally ridiculous. Like, I have this thing, I haven't even reached, you know, half of this thing's potential. So when I get a bigger home theater room someday, when I upgrade to like a giant projector, I feel like this thing's gonna come with me. I'll probably pick up a second one. I highly recommend it. The deep low bass extension, especially because this this subwoofer is so versatile. You can run it sealed, you can run both ports open, you can do it with the extended mode, which is what I have it on. The bass is extremely powerful. I found it was, the bass is definitely tight. All those gunshots, all the quick punches and action movies, like they hit you hard, and it doesn't sound muddy or anything. And the great thing about this, again, is it's so versatile. You can, change the settings around, mess with the Q control, change the EQ. So yeah, I highly recommend this. It sounds awesome. The build quality, I haven't talked about the build quality, but I'm sure you guys can see from the videos I took, the build quality is outstanding. Yeah, I highly recommend this. And if you guys are thinking about picking this subwoofer up, or you're familiar with Shoe Research, if you own it, let me know down in the comments below, what's your experience with them is. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.